Yo, what's going on, y'all? I know I ain't been on the YouTube in a minute. Actually, I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things this year. Happy New Year to everybody. I'm a month late, but, you know, it is what it is. But listen, there's a lot going on in the culture right now. There's a lot going on, and the biggest discussion right now was definitely that Smack blog where he's talking about there's no more big bags in battle rap. A lot of battlers have been hinting and, dropping little quotes, including myself, maybe for like the past year. Maybe not disgruntlements, but just the reality of the situation, the reality of the culture and where it stands right now, how the battlers feel. Now you're starting to hear how the leagues feel. I heard ARP say he's retiring. Now you hear a quote from Smack himself. And, it's got everybody in a frenzy. And usually that happens every couple years. People say that battle rap is dying. Oh, it's not the same. Listen, there's always going to be good days. There's always going to be bad days. But, there are a few things that I feel like needed to be addressed that haven't been addressed. There are things that have been completely ignored within the culture. And I honestly think those are major reasons why the culture is where it is right now. Everyone talks about this caffeine deal and, it was the most lucrative money that we've seen as far as battlers go. And yes, that's true. But, the leagues do their part. And then sometimes the leagues don't do their part. The battlers do their part. And then sometimes the battlers don't do their part. Everybody's to blame and no one's to blame solely for what's going on right now. First thing I want to address basically is the one thing that I don't like within battle rap is the weird and fake energy. I hate the weird and fake energy. It's like battlers try to sell a battle and they're trying to do too much. And if you're somebody from the outside looking in and you're seeing these guys and these guys are, yo, suck my dick and yo, this and yo, that. And they start arguing and they start beefing. And then next thing you know, you see them on stage and they're goofing around and they're hugging after the battle. And it's just weird fake energy that's not consistent, and it kind of like waters down the product. And I've said this before and I'll say this again. If you're going to sell a fight, sell a fight. But be genuine about it. There are battles that are rivalries. There are battles where there's grudge matches where people might not necessarily rock with each other. But it's business. And they understand that when it comes to business, you step in the ring, you do your job, and you perform for the people. At the end of the day, the product that you're giving out has to satisfy the fans. We're here to entertain the fans, And I think a lot of the new battlers in the new class really misconstrue that. And they're just trying so hard to be relevant that they're losing the integrity of the sport and of their brand. They may not know better, but there aren't no things in place for us to show these guys how to do it either, and it's sad, it's unfortunate, but it's like there's just a divide between like my class and my era to the new era, and I feel like they just don't see the things that they're doing wrong. They actually think that they're more lit than what they are, and it's cool, but you should always try to pay homage to the people before you and try to learn what the business is, not what battle rap is, but what the business is. And when you don't do that, there becomes a divide. So now we feel away and we're talking trash and they're trying to jump on every card possible, and it just ruins the whole product in general. You see battles that are forced. You see battles that no one cares about. And then, it's weird fake energy where dudes are like bigging themselves up and, yeah, we had a great battle and yeah, this weekend. And honestly, no one cares. No one cares outside of the battlers. that were on the card that weekend. Like, no one cares. You know, a whole card can happen, and you might not care about nothing but one battle. It wasn't like that before. Dudes really don't realize that. And if the league is also just getting a whole card out of 10 battlers for the low, they're not going to say nothing either, because at the end of the day, they are trying to fade us out also. You know, they don't want to pay the high tax. They don't want to pay the prices for a Hitman Holla or for a Murder Mook or for whoever. You know, they don't want to pay those taxes. I understand that. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's got to be a balance. You know, it's got to be an understanding. Some battlers, too, they're charging way too much, and they're not returning the investment. And that's one thing I want to address. Smack said ROI, return of investment. And he's right. A lot of battlers, a lot of the times, they outprice themselves of a battle. And there's no return on the investment. But I also feel like it's not just the battler's fault for that. I don't think the leagues promote battles the way they need to anymore. You know, from 2010 to 2020, before caffeine, maybe a couple of tweets, maybe Instagram, you can promote a battle. And that's all you needed to sell out the card and bring the notoriety around it. That's not the case anymore. The algorithms have changed. Technology has changed. You need TikTok Reels. You need YouTube Reels. You need Facebook promo. You need all types of different media platforms and social media platforms in order to promote the product. And then on top of it, we as the battlers can't promote our product. We can't post it on the Instagram. We can't post these things online. They get flagged. So not only can we not promote the event properly, we're not doing no promo runs. We're not putting them out there on the right social media platforms. Then after the battle, when you actually have the footage and you want to promote the product so people can go watch it, we can't do that either. So, you know, you can't just blame the battlers for that, because all these things that's in place is all about money. And at the end of the day, if the sole thing that you're trying to control is the money, then you're going to ruin the authenticity on how it got to this point to begin with. Word of mouth is how battle rap spread to begin with. So if there's no word of mouth, there's nobody talking about the battle, there's no back and forth, no interactions after the battle, that means, and before the battle, then that means just the day of the battle. That's it. That's all you're going to hear about. And there's so much stuff going on in the world right now, man. Yo, there's mad times people just going to forget about, oh, word, that battle happened? Oh, all right, cool. I'm going to try to catch it when it drops. Then the battler can't promote it when it drops. Next thing you know, 6-7 months pass and someone goes and says, yo, you battled such and such? Word? I didn't even know. Damn, that's crazy. Yo, I'm going to go try to watch it. It's already passed. The algorithm already slowed down on that product. Everything. So it's not just the battler's fault. The leagues too. Like, we got to be able to have a certain format, you know? And I honestly feel like the way we used to promote battles with just Twitter and Instagram is no way, shape, or form going to work in today's climate. You have to do more. You have to do TikToks. You have to do YouTube Reels. You have to do Facebook. You have to do a promo run. Set the battlers up for a promo run. A face-off is not going to cut it nowadays. Half these face-offs be trash anyway. So that's not going to cut it either. You got to do more. We got to do more. You know, you got to really take an event and promote the event. And as battlers, we also have to take these things very, very serious and understand that, yo, this is us stepping on a stage, and there might not be another chance we get. We treat it like that instead of saying, oh, yeah, there's another event in 2 weeks. I'm battling on that too. Then how are we supposed to care? How is anybody supposed to care? It's a lot going on. A lot, you know. There's no ad dollars. There's no marketing. There's no strategic game plan on how to put battle rap in a space where more people can see it. We're not in no commercials. We're not at no big halftime game. Yo, we was hype about billboards on the trains and hype about all that stuff, and that was good. That was great. You know, every YouTube ad, that caffeine ad was in front of a whole bunch of hip hop stuff promoting. And that was a great thing. That slowed down real quick. And there was no other game plan in place. End of the day, this is our baby. We can't be dependent on caffeine to do the job. We supposed to tell caffeine what's popping. We just relying on them until the next check comes. We just not going to do no work. Battlers, us too. We don't put in no work. We just go to a battle, go home, and go to another battle, and then go home and go to another battle. Where's the building of a brand? I've been said this. No music, no shows, no merch, nothing to promote anything. That's why you have to give it up to people like Goods. That's why you have to give it up to people like DNA, Math, people that are doing things outside of battle rap. You know, of course, you got Khan, you got Clips, you got Hitman, you got Sharon. They was on Wildin' Out. You know, Roan is doing a podcast. Why do you think that once they get lit, they don't come back? Because it doesn't add up. Battling is very hard to do. Writing 3 rounds, memorizing 3 rounds, then performing 3 rounds is very hard to do. Not everybody can do it. And in a timely manner. So you got to use it to capitalize into other things and venture out into other things. That's what it's all about. Another thing, most of you guys never sat at the cool table before. Let's just be real. A lot of y'all never sat at the cool table before. So you get some attention in battle rap and you start feeling yourself. And you start thinking that what you say goes and that you super lit. And you're really not. You're in a niche market. And you have some type of momentum. But then you do bozo, weird stuff. You start talking crazy. You start making threats. You start acting a fool. What company, what sponsor is going to watch that product and say, we want to invest millions behind him? I love T-Rex. I love Chess. They mad cool, bro. Whatever the tensions was on stage, that shouldn't have happened. They beef, a fight almost breaks out. For us, it's like, yeah, whatever. Because I'm on stage. Yeah, it's whatever. Light work. Yeah, it happens. But we can't really be numb to the fact that what the product looks like to the outside people that want to invest in the product. You don't know if Smack and Beezy and them had some investors that were really trying to look and see how much money they wanted to put into it. And then they see them almost about to fight and be like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to put money behind this. Y'all all know when me and Surf in Atlanta and the whole little incident happened where our battle got postponed. That caused a lot of friction behind the scenes, whether y'all want to believe it or not. It really did. It caused a lot of friction behind the scenes. Wasn't his fault. I'm not saying it's Surf's fault, but just the involvement and what was going down, it opened up a lot of doors for what ifs. And once these corporate companies start saying, but what if? And they try to prevent that what if, and they don't want nothing to do with that what if, it ruins the money. There's a lot of things that go into this. We can't just treat this as homeboys. that's rapping. This is a business. And it should be a multi-million-dollar business for all of us. But there's only one way it's going to get there. And we're going to have to tighten up for real. You know? What else? I think a lot of the battlers are burnt out. We're battling monthly. We're battling for checks. We're not really battling for the passion. So even when we write some dope stuff, if there's no passion behind it, and we're really just battling to pay the bills for this month, it's never gonna grow. It's just got a glass ceiling, you know. I mentioned a lot of these things. Check my Twitter, August 28th, 2023. I broke it down in a 10-part thread. I touched on a lot of these subjects. Why? Because you can just tell the way these events are being promoted, the way these events have no traction behind them. You know, you can still sell tickets, yeah, because people want to go to a battle. But there's nothing past it. There's no beyond it. There's no barbershop talks. There's no debates. There's nothing. Because the battlers just battle and go home. Battle and go home. They're not doing anything. And the leagues aren't doing anything to make us bigger brands either. They just want us to battle. They're not saying, hey, look, boom, you got merch. They're not saying, hey, look, boom, we got you in an acting role. Hey, look, boom, we got you in a commercial. Hey, look, boom, we got a sponsor for you. None of this stuff is being created. All of this stuff should have been created by now. Why isn't there a battle rap record label where we distribute our music? Why isn't there a whole merch site where all our merch could be purchased? Why don't some battlers have a liquor sponsor and some battlers have a clothing brand sponsoring? Why not? Because we don't incorporate the corporate side of things. We just get our little bag and we happy. It ain't never gonna work like that, Papa. Never gonna work like that. We're grown. We got to start acting grown. That's why it's dying. And if you notice, I'm 17 minutes into this blog, and it has nothing to do with the rapping. It has nothing to do with the rapping. Everything to do with the bullshit that goes around it, the drama. People are more concerned with Free to Wave or Where's Briz or what's going on with Remy and Easy than they are concerned about, oh, yo, this battle's coming up right now. Yo, such and such is getting in the ring. I can't wait. That doesn't control the traction. That doesn't control the news. It's the gossip and the tea that controls the news. Battlers, we're also way too accessible. Y'all all on spaces. Y'all all like getting buddy with fans, and then fans start to think that they are more important and they are on the same level as you guys. And it's not to be Hollywood, but you have to keep that barrier because then they look at you as, oh man, yeah, man, whatever. You lose the integrity altogether. It's one thing to be cool, be humble. It's another thing to water yourself down. What are y'all doing? How many times you see a fan try to be important, try to get noticed, overreact to the bars, trying to get on camera, trying to stand there with the coin flip? You see it all the time. That got to stop too. Real talk. You know, another thing, leagues. Everybody has the same format. 3 minutes, 3 rounds. Why we don't just have a 1-rounder league? Why we don't have a 90-second league? Why aren't there more different type of formats? You had the NBA, and then Ice Cube came out with the Big Three. They cater to the same fan base, but they are two entirely different products. You can do that with battle rap. No one's doing that. Everyone's just following one format, one way to promote, and one way to hype up a battle. So all the leagues are doing the same thing. Book a battle, post it on Twitter, post it on Instagram, do a face-off the day before to build some traction. People buy the pay-per-view or watch it on Caffeine or whatever it is, and then watch the battle when it comes out. And that's it. Every league is doing that. No one wants to step outside the box. No one wants to say, hey, we could do this differently. You ain't going to get nowhere doing what the next man's doing. I wrote down all these notes. August 28th, 2023. Check the tweets, bro. Check the tweets. That was 6 months ago. I was telling y'all. You know? I don't know what else to say, you know? A lot of these battlers are just battling for the money, you know? Very few battlers get to those bags that Smack was talking about. Maybe 5-10% of the culture gets to that point. So what happened to the rest of the battles? They don't deserve their worth either? Then that means it's really a problem. Because a lot of y'all's getting 2,500, 2,000, 1,500. And if Smack ain't seeing an ROI on those battles, then you really have a problem. It's one thing to charge 30,000 and he's not returning his investment. But he's booking you for 1,500 and he's booking you for 1,000 and he ain't making his 2,500 back? Nah. Y'all got to tighten up. Something is completely off if you think that isn't a problem. That's a huge problem. ROI, return of investment. I mean, I think I touched on all the topics, you know. Battlers, y'all need to create stuff beyond battle rap. Work on your brand. Y'all see what Goods is doing. Y'all see what DNA is doing. Y'all see what Math is doing. DNA's on Power. Math got one of the illest podcasts out. Goods just opened up a store. People like me and Surf, we always worked on our music. What are you going to do as a battle rapper to separate yourself? Stop depending on the leagues to get you your bag. They're not entitled to that. Leagues, y'all need to check y'all formats. Figure out new ways to promo. Sit down and realize that social media, that the internet, technology in itself, everything has changed, bro. You should not be promoting the battle the same way you did 10 years ago. That's all I got to say. Again, the coach is dying. It could be fixed. It's not like it's dead. It's not like it can't be reversed. This ain't the first time. But a lot of people need to wake up and understand their value.